You casually tossed your medications into your travel bag without giving it a second thought. No fuss, no complications. Until a TSA agent signals you aside and that harmless bottle of cough medicine suddenly brings the entire security line to a grinding halt. In 2025, air travel with medications has evolved far beyond the simple routine it once represented. A missing pharmaceutical label, an overflowing weekly pill organizer, or a cooling pack that's transformed into liquid mush rather than remaining solidly frozen. Any of these scenarios can trigger unwanted scrutiny. How can you navigate around these potential obstacles? Think of this as your comprehensive roadmap. Understanding TSA's actual regulations, mastering professional packing techniques, and grasping the critical requirements for international travel, where a single oversight could potentially disconnect you from the essential medications your health depends upon. Let's begin with the encouraging news. Prescription medications. TSA demonstrates greater flexibility than most realize. Regarding prescription drugs, TSA proves considerably more accommodating than the majority of travelers anticipate. If you're similar to countless Americans, you're currently taking at least one doctor-prescribed medication, perhaps cardiac tablets, specialized dermatological treatments, or something designed to ensure restful sleep during overnight flights. Here's the advantageous reality. TSA regulations are remarkably lenient concerning prescription pharmaceuticals. You're permitted to transport any FDA-sanctioned medications in practically every conceivable format. Tablets and capsules, topical creams and therapeutic ointments, liquid formulations and injectable solutions, without any rigid quantity restrictions. Absolutely. When dealing with liquid medications, they're also completely exempt from the notorious 311 liquid restrictions. There's no requirement to transfer your prescription eye drops into regulation-sized containers or attempt to disguise your medicinal cough syrup as viscous hydration. Transport everything in its original state. The singular requirement? Remove these items from your carry-on luggage during the screening process and inform the security officer that these are medical necessities. This simple courtesy eliminates confusion and accelerates the entire process for everyone involved. Whether you're carrying insulin supplies, pre-filled injection devices like Omnipen, or prescription topical treatments for conditions such as eczema or psoriasis, pack everything you require. Nobody's objective is to compromise your healthcare accessibility. Should your medications require refrigeration, including insulin or pre-filled injectable medications, cooling packs are completely acceptable. Simply exercise thoughtfulness in your packing methodology. We'll elaborate on this topic momentarily. Whenever feasible, maintain prescription medications within their original labeled pharmaceutical containers. While TSA doesn't absolutely mandate original packaging, it's highly advisable, particularly for controlled substances such as Adderall or Ambien, to reduce questioning and minimize checkpoint delays. Another absolutely vital consideration: avoid checking prescription medications unless you have zero alternatives available. Keep them secured in your carry-on baggage. Should your checked luggage disappear, your medications vanish alongside it, and nobody desires to play dosage guesswork at a foreign pharmacy during midnight hours. Over-the-counter medications, more straightforward than anticipated. Most travelers obsess over prescription drugs, especially controlled varieties. But what about everyday essentials? Tylenol, Dayquil, those allergy tablets that prevent sneezing throughout takeoff. Here's the straightforward truth. TSA isn't concerned about your OTC medication collection. Bring whatever pain relievers, antacids, and cold remedies you need, pills, tablets, caplets, in any format. There's no established limitation for personal consumption, they don't require original packaging retention, and labeling isn't mandatory. If it's solid and obviously for personal use, you're cleared. Liquid medications like cough syrups or saline solutions, also completely permitted, and equally exempt from 311 restrictions when classified as medications. No need to decant NyQuil into travel-sized containers or hope your contact lens solution masquerades as mouthwash. Simply remove it during checkpoint screening and declare it as medication. Identical reasoning applies to medicinal creams and therapeutic gels. Neosporin, hydrocortisone, Voltaren, even Aquaphor when utilized for medical purposes. TSA permits all of these. Professional recommendation: store medical items separately from regular toiletries. When an officer inquires about specific items, you shouldn't be digging through shampoo bottles to locate your eye drops. Separation streamlines the process and prevents awkward explanations about why your anti-itch cream is positioned next to cosmetics. Final assessment: OTC medications rank among TSA's lowest priorities. Maintaining organization and transparency ensures smooth passage. Medical equipment, authorized but packed strategically. Traveling with a CPAP apparatus, an insulin monitoring system, several syringes for your injectable treatments. Excellent news. TSA permits all medical equipment. Most therapeutic devices, including medical needles, are acceptable to transport provided they're connected to your treatment regimen. There's no need for concealment or embarrassment. You're maintaining your health, not violating regulations. However, your packing approach is crucial. Keep devices in carry-on luggage rather than checked baggage. Checked bags experience loss, rough handling, and damage. And if you need something mid-flight, retrieval from cargo areas is impossible. The common challenge involves scanner technology. Continuous glucose monitors, insulin pumps, and metallic implants, hip replacements, surgical hardware can trigger security alerts. This isn't misconduct. It's simply physics. Your optimal strategy involves informing the officer before entering the scanner. I'm wearing medical equipment, or I have surgical metal implants. This advance notice reduces confusion and decreases additional pat-down procedures. If the device is electronic, such as a CGM or insulin pump, you can request manual inspection instead of X-ray or full-body scanning because certain machines might interfere with sensitive electronics. TSA personnel receive training for these situations. You simply need to make the request. Documentation isn't officially mandated, but physician letters or manufacturer cards can save significant time, especially at major transportation hubs like LAX or JFK, or when crossing international borders. One absolute warning: if your medications or devices involve cannabis, yes, even medical products or CBD containing more than 0.3% THC, don't transport them. TSA doesn't create exceptions. Flying with these substances remains prohibited, regardless of prescription status. Internationally, restrictions can be substantially tighter. Some countries require translated physician documentation. Others completely ban medications commonly used throughout the US. Don't assume domestic legality equals international acceptance. Overall perspective: TSA will collaborate with you if you cooperate with them. Communicate early, pack thoughtfully, and allow extra screening time. This approach alone can transform a stressful situation into a routine procedure. Optimal medication packing strategies. Understanding permitted items represents half the challenge. Your packing methodology determines whether security takes 5 minutes or 15. The most experienced travelers consolidate all medications in one designated area, not scattered across multiple pockets or buried beneath clothing. Utilize a single transparent pouch that's easily accessible and simple to explain. It doesn't require sophistication, just something you can unzip without excavating your entire carry-on bag. And definitely don't position that pouch next to your shampoo or toothpaste. Placing your medications adjacent to personal care products represents the fastest route to unwanted attention. A more strategic approach involves treating them as a comprehensive personal wellness arsenal. Consolidate tablets, liquid medications, compact medical equipment, and that essential insulin cooling pack within a designated protective pouch. When transporting creams, therapeutic ointments, flexible tubes, or delicate glass vials, abandon flimsy plastic bags in favor of sturdy pill organizers or reinforced containers for maximum protection. Soft tubes become compressed, they leak contents, and suddenly your entire medical kit emanates menthol aromas while everything becomes unpleasantly sticky. Absolutely zero enjoyment. When traveling with gel-based cooling packs, ensure they remain completely solid during security screening. When they appear slushy or partially liquefied, TSA becomes significantly more inclined to extract your bag for additional inspection or potentially discard the item entirely. So, freeze it thoroughly overnight and pack it securely. A concise physician's letter or equipment medication documentation positioned alongside your kit can serve as a discreet problem solver. You might never need to present it, but when questions arise, it can resolve situations within moments. The most significant error most travelers commit: concealing the medical kit within rolling luggage, or even worse, relegating it to checked baggage. Bags experience gate checking, overhead compartments reach capacity, and before you've even boarded, your medication is journeying to the aircraft's cargo hold while you remain at the boarding gate. Don't gamble with this risk. Maintain everything within your personal item, the bag that resides beneath the seat and never departs your vicinity. Whether backpack, tote bag, or crossbody carrier, whatever functions effectively, provided it remains accessible. When a security officer inquires about your medications, you're completely prepared. One zipper access, one transparent explanation, one seamless progression, no delays, no complications. This represents a minor packing adjustment that can transform a chaotic travel experience into a significantly calmer journey. Intelligent preparation begins well before reaching the security checkpoint, particularly for extended trips or international destinations. Primary rule: pack substantially more than your anticipated requirements. Sufficient quantities for the complete itinerary plus 5 to 7 additional days. Flight cancellations occur, connections fail, luggage embarks on independent adventures, and the narrative you want to avoid is how I depleted my medications while traveling internationally. If supplies are diminishing, take action immediately, especially regarding controlled substances. Some medications cannot receive electronic refills, others demand fresh prescriptions or identity verification, and no medical facility appreciates frantic 4:45 p.m. communications the day before departure. Provide your healthcare provider adequate time to assist you appropriately. Develop a comprehensive medication inventory. Document it manually, print copies, and store a version on your mobile device. Include medication names, dosages, administration schedules, therapeutic purposes, and prescribing physician details. This becomes invaluable should luggage disappear and makes security or customs inquiries considerably easier to navigate. Travel surprises are inevitable. Medication complications represent the type you can prevent. International border crossings fundamentally alter the regulations. That simple cough syrup can transform into a suspicious item the moment you arrive if it lacks proper labeling or prescription documentation. Confiscation and uncomfortable, multilingual explanations may follow. The solution is straightforward. For international journeys, maintain medications in original, clearly labeled pharmaceutical containers whenever feasible. Those pharmacy labels might seem insignificant to you, but they communicate legitimacy to customs officials. Weekly pill organizers can appear suspicious internationally. If you depend on one, carry photographs of original bottles or a brief physician's letter explaining each medication's identity. Additionally, ensure the name on your prescription label precisely matches your passport documentation. No nicknames, no omitted middle names, because discrepancies can trigger delays in certain countries. Remember, legal within the United States doesn't automatically translate to international acceptance. Common ingredients, pseudoephedrine or specific sleep medications for instance, are regulated or prohibited in locations such as Japan, the UAE, or Singapore. Travelers have been detained for over-the-counter cold medications in Tokyo and experienced pill confiscation during mere layovers. But it's legal domestically carries zero influence at foreign customs desks. Research regulations for every country on your itinerary, including transit locations. Mid-connection inspections can still compromise your medications. Complete your research before flying. Print the medication inventory, translate it when necessary, and for anything unusual, obtain a physician's letter stating what it is and why you require it. You may never need to present it, but you'll appreciate having it available if someone inquires. Essential point: traveling with medication isn't about memorizing every TSA regulation. It's about maintaining preparedness so nothing impedes your progress. Keep labeling intact where possible, pack strategically, and understand what to anticipate. International segments elevate the stakes, and we'll decode the customs complexities in the upcoming segment. How to prevent your medications from being detained, questioned, or discarded upon arrival. If this proved helpful, share your appreciation, forward it to someone who'll benefit, or submit your questions in the comments and we'll address as many as possible. Safe travels, and until our next exploration with the hidden world of flights, journey well.